and welcome to GC360, your source for the latest news and stories from the heart of our community and beyond. I'm Natalie Ross, and we have a packed show for you today.
And I'm Joshua Galaif. Whether you're a student, faculty member, or just someone interested in what's happening in our community, GC360 is here to keep you informed and engaged. Coming up, GCSU's annual event, Tent City, faced weather restrictions.
Bands made up of GCSU students battled it out on stage.
Many students came out to show their support at the homecoming parade. This is GC360, where news comes full circle.
Held every February, Tent City is the concluding event of Homecoming Week here at Georgia College and State University. Following events like Battle of the Bobcats, the Homecoming Parade, Tent City is the official basketball and homecoming tailgate event. Tent City is an opportunity for students, vendors, and alumni to come together and spread their Bobcat spirit. Unfortunately, this 2026 Tent City was cut short due to the rough forecast. Organizers monitored weather conditions, but as it began to worsen, crowds were rushed into the Centennial Center for their safety. Although Tent City ended earlier than planned due to the weather, the energy carried on as crowds moved the excitement to the men's and women's basketball games, and later on the crowning of King and Queen, Duke and Duchess. We are proud to announce both GCSU women's and men's basketball teams secured victories. Congratulations to Phi Mu Ella Whitener for winning Queen and Kappa Delta Charlotte Williams for Duchess, followed by Homecoming King representative of Alpha Tau Omega, Michael Prizer, and Homecoming Duke Phi Del Sam Kuplinger. Every homecoming week, GCSU hosts Battle of the Bobcats, a competition where local bands compete for an opening spot in the annual spring concert. Reporter Lucas Voorhuis has the story.
Battle of the Bobcats is one of the many lively competitions held by Georgia College and State University. During homecoming week, one band is crowned winner over a concert battle and gets to open for the headliner for the spring concert. This year, the band Menda won the battle over the other four bands who put up a good competition. Menda speaks on how they got their start.
Yeah, so we were freshmen last year, and we came in kind of with the idea of being in a band. A lot of us played instruments and sang at church and just have been involved with music for a while. And so personally, I came in and with the intention of being in a band, and me and TJ actually were sitting in our first class. We had an intro to theater class, and just got to talking, and we were like, it'd be so cool if we got in a band. And we kind of got rolling in the fall. There was an open mic event, started playing, and we had, I think, 4 members. It was me, TJ, TJ's the drummer, I sing. We had a lead/rhythm guitar, and we had a bass player. And so we kept 3 of our original members and lost our bass player because he has to commute now. And now we've got another student bass player, and he's awesome.
All bands have their strengths and weaknesses. These winners talk about some of their most prominent strengths as a band.
I would say our biggest strengths are just like synergy. We work together very well. We're not really there to make money or something. We just love to play music. We love to have fun, and we love to be involved with the crowd.
A massive congratulations to the winners of this year's Battle of the Bands, Menda, as they go on to prepare for the spring concert. Another congratulations to all the other artists competing in this competition. And thank you for everyone who came out to support these amazing people. Reporting for GC360, my name is Lucas Borges.
Continuing with our Homecoming Week coverage, the Homecoming Parade gives us a chance for all the nominated Greek Life members to represent themselves before the winners are announced.
At Georgia College, Homecoming Week celebrates the Bobcat community. As one of the final events, the Homecoming Parade showcases student organizations, alumni groups, athletics, and campus partners. Before the day of the parade, I met with Emily Larini, a member of the Student Government Association, to get some behind-the-scenes information about how they were preparing for the parade.
I'm in the Senate, so basically we can help student organizations get money, or we can write bills to help change, or write resolutions to help change things with the school. We had a committee set up, people join to think of ideas and decorations, and then had people drop by during the day to help set up the float.
Each float had a different theme to help represent who they are.
Our theme was the Roman Empire, and we were just trying to think of what we could do that was government themed, so that one really stuck out to us.
At the parade, students lined the streets to watch their fellow classmates represent their communities. After all of the floats went by, I talked to two students about their experience.
I think our favorite float was probably the SGA float. We love the aesthetic of it. And then all the ones with the dogs on them, of course.
The large crowds of students cheering for their peers really showcased the Bobcat pride on campus.
It was just really cool to see everyone kind of just come out and just support everyone on the floats, and see all the sororities and frats and everyone else pretty much just be together. It's really cool.
The parade was a great representation of the community here at Georgia College. With the gathering of students in the beautiful weather, the parade was a great near end to the 2026 Homecoming Week. Reporting for GC360, I'm Grace Zondervan.
On Tuesday, February 24th, a hazing report was released following an internal investigation of Kappa Alpha Order, fraternity's violations of the GCSU Code of Student Conduct. Descriptions of the violations include forced substance consumption, humiliation or degradation, isolation or academic interference, and servitude tasks. Servitude tasks included cleaning with products purchased with potential new members' personal finances. P&Ms were forced to perform a bread test, where a piece of bread is used to measure the cleanliness of a surface, followed by consumption of the bread. A hearing panel recommended that Kappa Alpha Order be suspended for a period of 2 years, beginning on September 24th. Kappa Alpha may request reinstatement after July 23rd, 2027.
Coming up on GC360, Dr. Chandra Walker gave a Times talk on the significance and legacy of Black history.
A GCSU alumni speaks to the USG board of recent about his new mobile app. All of this and more after the break.
Hi Bobcats! Looking for your next adventure? Consider Georgia Writers Museum as your must-visit destination this fall. Located 21 miles from campus in historic downtown Eatonton, Georgia Writers Museum is a place dedicated to inspiring today's writers and readers. Walk through exhibits on Georgia's authors, browse our bookstore selection of gifts and merchandise, or relax with a sweet treat at Sylvia's Coffee. Want a more hands-on experience? Join us this fall for events such as Haunting Eatonton, Crime and Wine, and more. Whether it's for education or leisure, Georgia Writers Museum is the place for you. Learn more at georgiawritersmuseum.org. Go Bobcats!
GCSU recently hosted a Times talk on the preservation of Black history in honor of the month-long celebration. Our assistant assignment news editor, Isabella Turner, has more.
Every week, Georgia College hosts guest speakers in the library for a Times talk. Last Wednesday, Dean of the University Library spoke about Black history and whose responsibility it is to preserve it. I had the opportunity of speaking with Dr. Walker about her passion for this topic.
I just think there are so many stories out there that are not told, and so the preservation of the records and the preservation of the stories is really, really important. So that's what really makes me passionate about just capturing things before they disappear. So, I talked a lot about some of the historical societies, talked about the role of the library, and talked about the librarians. And so I really think there's a role and responsibility for everyone, but I really like the way that the articles highlighted the historical role of librarians in preservation, because people think that we play with books or they don't really understand the work that we do.
Rhetoric professor Dr. Bedsole was in attendance, and I spoke with him about his experience as an audience member.
I've always been really, really impressed by not only the invitational spirit of the place, where so many people with so many different opinions and different walks of life nevertheless feel encouraged and supported and safe to speak up and either ask questions or give their opinion or ask for clarification. The opportunity to be reminded that Black history is American history is not only an emphatically necessary thing to be reminded of, but also the depth of that particular knowledge that was offered for free in the middle of the day at school. I don't have to drive. I love the Times Talk, and this one in particular was a great subject matter. I take advantage of the incredible resources, both knowledge-wise and archive-wise, here at the university and elsewhere in Middle Georgia.
Discussion topics are chosen by staff and students, and these events are open to all campus and community members. Stop by Russell Library next Wednesday for free pizza and infinite knowledge. Happy Black History Month, and reporting for GC360, I'm Isabella Turner.
Every college student knows how difficult it can be to organize their busy schedule on GCSU. One GCSU student came up with a solution to this in the form of a new app. Reporter Jenna Burfin has the latest.
Staying on top of assignments, deadlines, and exams can feel overwhelming for students balancing busy schedules. But what if your syllabus could organize itself? Today we're talking to Will Means, a GCSU alumni and the creator of Pocket Ace, an app that does just that.
Pocket Ace is a AI-powered student planner which allows the student to upload their syllabi and then get study plans for their week based on their commitments, class schedule, and what workload they have for their classes. Kind of all started at the venture capitalist pitch competition that the school hosted. One of the professors, Nicholas Crew, I came to him with the idea and kind of presented it to him and just tried to validate it a little bit. And he said it was a good idea, so I went with it there, and I said, okay, if I win this pitch competition, I'll go all in on it. And ended up getting first place and most innovative in that competition. And from there, I spent about the next 4 to 5 months actually creating the app. And last October, we released it on the Apple Store.
Behind every great innovation is guidance, mentorship, and support. In the development of Pocket Ace, that guidance came from Professor Creel, who helped shape the idea into a working reality.
I really liked his idea because a lot of students were in the AI space, and a lot of students, when it comes to education, are using AI, but they're not always using it in the best sort of way. His take was to go ahead and use it in a way that made it kind of upfront and integrated into education without undermining your education. So instead of having to do the work for you, it was more about planning, scheduling, that kind of thing. The main things I helped Will on were first just trying to tell him what he needed to flesh out in terms of his idea, kind of thinking about in terms of a holistic business plan. He was really dead set on how the tech worked, but he needed to kind of step back a little bit and think about the other elements he wasn't considering.
Pocket Ace is more than just an app. It's an example of how innovation and mentorship can come together to solve real-world challenges. As technology continues to shape the way we learn, tools like Pocket Ace are helping students take control of their time and their success. Reporting live from GC360, I'm Jenna Burnfin.
Campus has an erratic week of weather ahead. Catherine Dunn has the latest report.
Good afternoon, Bobcats, and here's your week ahead forecast. Grab your sunglasses and maybe your umbrella too, because this week is bringing us a little bit of everything. We're kicking off the weekend showers rolling through town. Expect a high of 66 degrees and a low of 53. It's not a washout, but you'll definitely want that umbrella handy if you're heading to class, work, or out to dinner downtown. Moving into Saturday, things start to brighten up. We'll see partially cloudy skies with a high of 70 and a low of 45. The sun will peek through the clouds just enough to make it feel fresh and comfortable. Now for Sunday, this is your golden day of the week. Mostly sunny skies with a high of 78 and a low of 50. It's warm and bright and beautiful. If you've been waiting for the perfect day to go for a long walk or just enjoy being outside, Sunday is it. As we head into Monday, we cool down just a bit. Expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 73 and a low of 45. It's a great start to the week with mixing sunshine and no major weather worries to slow you down. On Tuesday, clouds take over a little more. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies with a high of 57 and a low of 46. Definitely a noticeable cool down. You'll want a light jacket, especially in the morning and evening. By Wednesday, we're back to partly cloudy conditions. High of 71, a low of 51. We warm right back up into the low 70s, giving us another comfortable afternoon. It's that classic Georgia temperature swing. Cool one day, warm the next. No complaints here. Finally, we wrap up the week on Thursday with partly cloudy skies once again. High of 72 and a low of 68. Mild, comfortable, and steady. It looks like we'll end the week on a calm note with pleasant temperatures and a mix of sun and clouds. That's your full forecast this week, Bobcats. I'm Catherine, and I hope you have a sunny smile even on the cloudy days. Stay dry, stay warm, and we'll see you next time. Back to you.
Coming up on GC360, an update from the sports and entertainment scenes. Student and faculty jazz musicians hosted a jam at Amici's Cafe. All of this and more after the break.
My name is Kathleen O'Neill, and I'm the costume shop supervisor and instructor for the theater department. So the costume department does a lot of different things. It helps teach our theater majors what costuming is for theater in general and for film. A lot of students come in to be theater majors not knowing that tech is going to have to be part of their major, and they don't know how to sew, they don't know how a costume shop works, and so that's my job to teach them. Most of the time they take the skills they learn in here and then they apply it to their life. And I hear all the time that they come in and they're like, Kathleen, I sewed a button on my pants because you taught me how to do it. And it just makes me feel good. But yes, they do take what they learn in here and apply it to their personal life.
From the U.S. team's thrilling victories at the Winter Olympics to our own team's successes right here at GCSU, we have it all in the world of sports this week. Emma Kate Noggle has the latest.
Hello, Bobcats. It's time for your weekly sports update. The 2026 Winter Olympics closed with the United States winning 12 gold medals, following a second overall to the Netherlands. The men and women's American hockey team beat the Canadian team for the first time in 50 years, breaking a century-long streak. In other news, Alyssa Liu of the U.S. figure skating team brought home gold for women's skating for the first time in 24 years. After her retirement in 2024, she came back with a fresh look on competition, focusing on positivity and perseverance, saying, quote, "There's no way to lose," end quote. As the 2026 Winter Olympics come to a close, we open up for March Madness prep predictions, with Duke being the ones to beat after taking down Michigan on February 21st. Cameron Boozer, the fresh face of the Blue Devils, hit a game-changing three-pointer with 1 minute and 55 seconds left in the game. Boozer prevailed with a 68-63 win by scoring 7 points in the remaining seconds. Turning to Bobcat sports, the Bobcat baseball team won 10-6 this past Saturday, furthering them 2-10 overall and 1-5 in the Peach Belt. The Bobcats play in a 3-game series on the Peach Belt Conference. February 21st on John Kurtz Field this Friday against the University of South Carolina, Beaufort. Good luck, Bobcats. In other news, the Bobcats blazed the basketball court with the 75-68 win over the homecoming weekend against Georgia Southwestern State University. This placed GCSU at 16-10 overall and to 11-7 in the Peach Belt. We wish the Bobcats luck in their out-of-state game this Wednesday against Lander University. What a year for Bobcat sports. Best of luck to our teams furthering in the Peach Belt. Make Bobcat Nation proud. Back to you, anchors.
GCSU is bringing their jazz scene to the downtown area with a lively performance from GCSU music students. Reporter Mila Dewberry has the story.
Georgia College's Department of Music has influenced not only the school's fine arts, but around the community of Millersville as well. An example of this is the creation of Jazz Jam, hosted at Amici's in downtown Millersville. Here, GCSU students, administration, and locals around the city can enjoy what the school's music department has to offer. I spoke with Don Parker, the department chair of music at GCSU, and he talks about how Jazz Jam brings light to the community.
You know, one of the things that happened when we came out of the pandemic was we were looking for a sense of community. We're looking for an opportunity to be able to hear and be with people. And so when you have a location such as Amici's and then you have this environment where students want to be able to connect, this is a winning formula. So it's just a matter of providing some culture, how you say, for the community. There's a jazz presence here in town. They like their jazz and they like to hear it in a variety of different forms. Whether we're doing blues, whether we're doing some bossa nova, whether we're doing bebop, whether we're doing straight ahead, whatever it is. The concept is the appreciation for it. And I just had a gentleman come up to me I hadn't met before, who was like, "Man, I saw you before. I came down. I brought a friend," you know. And then we have students that come in that have been played in the group before, but maybe not playing this semester. They'll come in and sit in and play.
Yolanda Wright, a member of GCSU's Jazz Student Combo, talks about the impact that music has had on her.
I'm here for music. I'm a senior music education major. It's helped open so many doors for me. I've met so many amazing people. It's given me so many wonderful opportunities. So, yeah.
GCSU's music department continues to bring its talents and entertainment to students and locals alike. Reporting for GC360, I'm Malia Dewberry.
Film, music, celebrities, and games. Whatever your niche is, GC360 has it in the entertainment world. Elijah Bradley has more.
Thank you, anchors. Now to the world of entertainment. The 2026 BAFTA Awards were hosted on February 22nd, headlined by filming greatness, controversy, and political statements. However, the biggest winner of the night was one battle after another, winning a total of 6 awards, including Best Film, Director, Adapted Screenplay, Supporting Actor, Cinematography, and Editing. Sinners and Frankenstein both collected their fair share of trophies, both films being selected for 3 awards respectively. Dominance also is found in the music world, as Taylor Swift has been crowned the biggest artist of 2025 by IFPI. This is the 6th time she has won and her 4th consecutive year at the top of the leaderboard. The IFPI charts artists, albums, and records on the global scale, with many other well-known superstars like Drake, Zach Bryan, Billie Eilish, and Sabrina Carpenter making the top 10 list for 2025 as well. Truly, Taylor is at the top of her game. Looking towards the gaming world, a new addition is coming to the PS5. Santa Monica Studios announced last week the remake of the original God of War trilogy for the PS5. And voice actor T.C. Carson will be back to reprise his role of young Kratos. While some concern has been raised for the authenticity of the beloved trilogy, the studio did announce that the remake will only be an improvement of quality and graphics alone, not a change in story. Finally, money talks, and no one is louder than Paramount+. Paramount Studios has thrown in a $108 billion bid. Yes, that is billion with a B, to purchase Warner Brothers. Concerns are being voiced about the powerhouse Paramount would be. However, Netflix has been in talks about a potential partnership with Warner Bros. Although this is not an outright purchase, a partnership would influence Warner Bros. To refrain from selling. Well, that's all I have for entertainment this week. Back to you, anchors.
Before we close, we would like to recognize our assignment news Madelyn Agostini and our former executive producer Aaron Finnegan, bringing home awards from the Intercollegiate Broadcasting System Conference in New York City. Be sure to tune in next week for all the details from GC360's trip to the Big Apple. That's all for GC360 this week, Bobcats. Thank you for joining us today. And make sure you tune in next Thursday for another packed news show. I'm Natalie Ross.
And I'm Joshua Galaif. When we're not on air, we keep you up to date on our social media. That's at GC360 News on Instagram and YouTube, and at bobcatmultimedia.com/GC360. Always available to you where news comes full circle. See you next week.